Now you have two choices. So you have to ask yourself, do I have more time or more money? If you have more time, then focus on content, on community, on earned media. If you have more money, then paid ads, influencer partnerships, and expert operators are the way to go. In a nutshell, time is a cost and money is a cost. So you have to choose which way you want to go. Hey, Claus here. Welcome back to the e-commerce coffee break podcast. Today's episode is a solo one, and we're talking about something that almost every online store owner struggles with right now. It's traffic. More specifically, how to drive qualified, high-intent traffic to your store in 2026. So let's be honest, SEO isn't what it was in the past. AI is changing a lot in search. Paid ads are costing more and more, and relying on one channel only is very risky. So I will try to break down what's actually working right now and how to build traffic that converts, how to spread your risk, and how to create traffic you control. If traffic is harder than ever, then this episode is for you. So let's get right into it. So first of all, traffic is the biggest pain point I hear from most founders, online sellers, e-commerce merchants, DTC brands. And I totally get it. I'm struggling with traffic every day as well. I'm an online marketer for 20-something years. And traffic obviously is the one thing you want to have to your store, to your website, to whatever you have to offer on the interwebs. So it feels really hard. And here's the truth. Traffic is not dead. There's tons of traffic out there. Lazy traffic is dead. So it's not easy anymore. Cheap clicks are dead. So it's a paid game out there. And if you only rely on one channel, then you're playing a very dangerous game out there. So in 2026, obviously, we're looking into AI and how that has changed search. And obviously one thing that's very badly inflating your numbers in your reports is bots. And then obviously platforms can shut you down, like Meta ads, for instance, overnight. So we have a lot of risks out there. And what we want basically as everyone, we want qualified traffic, high intent traffic, resilient traffic. Now, this is not easy, and I don't want to destroy your dream there. If you want to play the online game, if you want to run an online store, you need to attack the traffic and the marketing that comes with it with a very professional perspective. Let's talk about a couple of numbers to give you just an impression how the traffic in 2026 looks like. So there is a lot of vanity traffic. And that means there is 30 to 40% of your visits on your website are bots. So these are not real people. These are just bots and crawlers scanning your website. They create fake clicks. They create spam sessions. And obviously, that's nothing you want to have in your store. And I definitely will not buy from you. So if you're only looking at sessions, then you're lying to yourself. So that's where the reports are not working for yourself. What you should focus on is revenue per visitor. You should focus on your conversion rate. And you should focus on your email capture rate. These are real numbers. And these are numbers that help you to sell more and also to optimize for. Most stores out there have very low conversion rates, 1%, sometimes lower, what I see. And with that, you don't have a business. You just have a glorified hobby. If you want to make money, then you need to have at least 2, 3, better 5% conversion rates. And this will give you also a profit margin that will help you to grow. If you're below that, then you have to fix your conversion before you can scale in traffic. So a lot of people just throwing in a very average store and basically completely leave conversion rate optimization out of the picture. And then they're wondering that they don't make money. And their excuse is, if I would have more traffic, I would sell more. No, you won't. When we talk about search everywhere, topic on my list, SEO, search engine optimization, something that's around for a very long time. And people still try, if I optimize my page for a keyword, for my product name, then they will come. And it's not like the old movie goes, if you build it, they will come. That's not happening. And also the ranking is not really working anymore with keywords. So SEO was pronounced dead many, many times. But I think in 2026, it started 2025, we saw a big shift in search engine optimization. And it's shifting towards AI. Keyword stuffing obviously is over for a long time. And Google ranks by not keyword anymore, but by authority, by entities, by brands, by real expertise. And even more, Google has jumped on the train of AI. You will see there is the no-click searches. And most people, if you're like me, you will basically just type in Google whatever you're looking for, and you get a result or an overview of what you're looking for right on top of the page, and no one clicks down, no one will see your listing anymore. So that's where SEO, the old way, is not working anymore. Where you want to optimize for is obviously AI overviews. Large language models work slightly different than Google did in the past. So you have this zero-click search, and you need to optimize your content and get your content listed, for instance, in Reddit, and look for platforms where large language models like ChatGPT, like Gemini, Claude, Anthropics, all of them, go and get their data from. And also you should optimize not only for one platform. So you need to optimize your content, your product landing page for Google, for YouTube, for TikTok search, for Amazon search, for LinkedIn, for Instagram, for podcasts, for reviews. So it's not one and for all. It's really diving deep into content marketing and optimizing there, because people are searching on all of these platforms. So you never know where your traffic will come from. What works now? When you create content, try to answer real questions, use structured content, use FAQs, show that you have an expertise, use original data, and create strong opinions. All of these will help you getting listed in ChatGPT and the other large language models. And with a bit of luck, you will get traffic in the future from these language models and less from Google itself, unless it's Gemini. Also reach out to sites that are already ranking for your niche, for your industry, and try to get featured, mentioned, and reviewed there. So that's modern SEO, and I will come to some of these bits a little bit later in this episode. Now, before you drive traffic, you want to make sure that you get qualified traffic, as I mentioned in the beginning. And most brands, specifically new brand starters, completely skip the ideal customer. So you need to define who is your perfect customer, who's your ideal customer, what pain points are you solving. You need to find out where your customers are hanging out, and you need to find out what content they are trusting. To get there, you will use analytics, you will use post-purchase surveys, you will use platform insights, you will use heat maps. Because if you don't know your ICP, so your ideal customer profile, then you waste ad spend, you create generic content, and you attract the wrong people. So you end up having traffic, and you're still wondering, is now I have all the traffic, but why is no one buying from me? And that's because you are basically targeting the wrong audience there. Now we come to the 300-pound gorilla, and that's paid traffic. Paid traffic is the fastest way to get you traffic to your store, to your website. And as it is fast, and it will only last as long as you pay money. That's the big downside. So if you're starting, you don't have any budget, you will have to put in the time and to create content, to do social media, all the other channels. I will highlight a few more a little bit later. But if you want to make quick money, then you better do your conversion rate, and then you better do your customer profile, and then you put some money aside and you start with paid traffic right away. This will not only bring you, hopefully, the right customer, that will also bring you the traffic the fastest. Now, obviously, you know Meta, Facebook, Instagram, etc. You know Google, you know TikTok, YouTube. So make sure, and that's very important, that you diversify on all of these. Because if 90% of your revenue, for instance, is coming from Meta, from Facebook, from Instagram, and your account gets banned, and that happens all the time, your business basically is dead overnight. So you want to diversify, and you want to put your money on all of these platforms. So Google ads, TikTok ads, YouTube ads, which is also Google, Meta, etc. And you want to test all of them, and you want to then put the most money, obviously, on the platform that works the best. And you want to find out that you put like 80% on high intent. It might be Google Shopping, branded search, and 20% on discovery channels, which basically is TikTok, Instagram Shorts, like this. With that, you test small, you kill the losers fast, and you scale the winners and spread the risk. So multiple platforms is one thing to do this, but also you want to have multiple ad accounts. So if you run in Facebook ads, set up more than one ad account. If Meta closes one of them, you can continue on the other ones. And you want to also with that have backup pixels and APIs and so on and so forth. Has happened to me. You don't want to wake up in the morning with a message that your Meta account, your Facebook account has been closed and you can't run any ads anymore. And your costs to run your business will be still there, but you don't make any revenue anymore. So lesson learned there, make backup accounts, diversify your ad spend, and start spending, and you will see traffic. Now, the next one we'll talk about is earned and social traffic. So that's the human aspect from there. AI obviously can write copy, but AI can't replace human trust, at least not now. So with earned traffic, we talk about reviews, awards, press releases, influencer mentions, podcast appearances, anything that is a third party and mentioning you is 10 times stronger than any ad you can run. So earned traffic, definitely more valuable than paid traffic. And then for social marketing, you're basically putting your money on someone else's land. So they want to create native content per platform, and you don't want to just cross-post the same junk in the same format on every platform, because every channel out there, Instagram, Meta, Blue Sky, X, they speak a different language and they attract different people. So you want to make sure that your content speaks to them. High intent traffic then often comes from very niche channels. So that can be niche podcasts. Now, I'm a podcaster myself. I'm biased. But if you want to get to the right people, look if there are any podcasts out there that talk about the topic that you're in, the industry that you're in. So, for instance, if you're selling gardening tools, gardening equipment, see if there's any podcasts there that talk to gardeners and try to become a guest on the show. And then obviously not only promote your product, but also talk and contribute and help and give some insights that help the listeners. And this will help you. And more often than not, you might get even for free on a show. And then you will have a call to action to say where people can find you, where they can buy your products, etc. Get you exactly where you want to be, to your perfect customer. The same talking to micro influencers. So back to my example for gardening. If there are influencers out there that are in the garden industry or garden niche, whatever you want to call it, reach out to them, try to find a way to cooperate with them, and then make it work. And then also you want to look into communities and being helpful there, not just post bland marketing messages in there, because that will get you banned from a community like in a second. Now, owned marketing is the most important one. Owned marketing is basically where you own the list or where you own the data. It's also the one that takes the longest to build, but it's the most valuable. So if you don't own the data, then you don't own the business. So if Facebook or any other platform shuts you down, you won't get access to the data, and then there's not much you can do. With owned marketing, we're talking about email, we're talking about SMS, we're talking about your own community. And specifically, if you're on Shopify with email, obviously you want to use tools like Klaviyo for email and SMS and build up your own list there. So every visitor to your site and every outreach and every promotion you do, you should invite people to join your email list, to join your SMS, or to join your ecosystem, which is a community, for instance. And not only say 10% off, invite them to your world and provide helpful information, helpful content so that they stay and not immediately unsubscribe from your list. Now, once you have the list, obviously you can continue marketing to your owned data as often as you want to. To make it more attractive for them to join your world, offer tools, lead magnets, calculators, guides, any kind of useful resource out there that people are looking for and that will help them. And with owned traffic, you are sort of safeguarding yourself against algorithm changes. We already spoke about conversion rate optimization. Make sure that you really dial into optimization there, because doubling traffic with a lousy conversion rate doesn't really help you. If you double your conversion rate, then you basically double your business overnight. That will be very difficult doing the same with more traffic. Now, this is a lot of work, as you can imagine. And as a starter, you're all over the place. You have many things on the plate. I was a Shopify seller myself for 7 years, so I know how difficult it is to get everything in 24 hours. But obviously, if you're not marketing yourself and your product out there, no traffic will come. Now you have two choices. So you have to ask yourself, do I have more time or more money? If you have more time, then focus on content, on community, on earned media. If you have more money, then paid ads, influencer partnerships, and expert operators are the way to go. In a nutshell, time is a cost and money is a cost. So you have to choose which way you want to go. If you want to see results fast and you have money to spend for marketing, then this is probably the way to go. Or if you have money, you can outsource this and have someone else doing this. If you don't have money, then probably you need to do it yourself. And that is a lot of time that you need to invest. So I know both ways. Both have pros and cons, and you need to decide for yourself where is the most value in what you do in your business, and where can you contribute the most to the business, and do you have the money? If you're a total beginner with absolutely no money, you will have a hard time, but it's doable. But you have to put in a lot of time. Then the journey to become a successful online seller will just take much, much longer. So to close this episode today, traffic in 2026 is not about hacks. It's about diversification, about authority, intent, and ownership. So you should build traffic like you build wealth, slowly over time, spreading the risk, invest long-term, and control whatever you can so that algorithms will not decide over your business success. This is a very long and in-depth episode, and obviously I'm only scratching the surface here. So if you want to learn more about this, I am not the one to help you. I would suggest you go out there, listen to the episode twice, and then address every single point there, and then go to YouTube and find videos that are for 2026. So don't look up conversion rate optimization or SEO on a 7-year-old video. That won't help you. Look for experts out there that are posting content all the time. You will find a lot of experts on the E-commerce Coffee Break podcast talking about these topics. So listen to some more episodes of the E-commerce Coffee Break podcast, see who the expert is, and then visit the channels of the experts that I have as interview guests on the show. A lot of them have YouTube channels. A lot of them have email newsletters that will help you addressing all these points on how to create traffic, how to optimize your traffic, how to optimize your conversion rate to make more money in 2026. So that's it for my show, from my side today. Next week, we will have more guests on the show as always, but I just wanted to address the traffic topic because I think a lot of people have a wrong understanding about how important traffic is or how easy or not it is to get traffic in 2026. So I hope this will help. Please feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions, if you need any help, or if I need to point you to an expert. I'm always happy to help there. That's it for now. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share, and I catch you in the next episode. Have a good one.